What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Keep It Hoop YouTube channel. Now, today's going to be a bit of a shorter video, but I wanted to go over two plays from the Nuggets Clippers game from last night that really show why I think Aaron Gordon is a perfect fit and why I think that as they gel together and continue to work on their chemistry, this team really showed, just how insanely dangerous they can be, especially on the offensive end. So this play right here, right? It's going to be a Michael Porter Jr. back screening for Paul George to try to get Will Barton open. You have Jamal Murray playing the baseline here, and then you have Aaron Gordon, right? So the Nuggets do this a lot where, especially in this case, right, Nikola Jokic is going to have a mismatch, which means Zubac is going to have to come over and help. So now you have Serge Ibaka having to guard two guys, right? He has to make a decision on who he wants to guard. And the Nuggets do make it a little bit easier by both of them coming to the same spot. Aaron Gordon here, Jamal Murray's already here. That being said, Jokic makes a really nice pass. And at the last moment, you see Jamal Murray, it cuts out. So Ibaka, who doesn't fully know that Aaron Gordon's cutting, nobody really communicated it to him, gets a wide open dunk because, again, Ibaka had to just go with Murray. And why I think this is such a good play is one, obviously the pass is really good, but now you have three guys who can really play well off of Jokic and the mismatches he can create and his passing ability. Now Murray's one of those guys, but I say three because these three are just all interchangeable. Will Barton could be the screener here, and Michael Porter could be out there. Or you could have Will Barton be the screener. And then have Michael Porter Jr. out here, and then have Aaron Gordon out here. Like all three of these guys are very similar in the sense that they're all very good 3-point shooters, or at least solid. I think Will Barton is shooting around 36, 37. Aaron Gordon's shooting about 36 himself, and Michael Porter Jr. I think is shooting a little bit higher. But all three of these guys can shoot the three, but they're also very good at cutting, playing off the ball, finishing with their athleticism, and that last part isn't something that Murray is great at. He can cut. He's gotten some great passes off of Jokic, and he's a decent finisher around the rim. But especially when you're talking about just being able to catch and go up for a dunk, draw the foul, these three guys have gotten pretty good at that, and I'm sure Aaron Gordon will continue to improve on that as he gets used to play with a guy like Jokic. He already has a little bit of an experience of doing something like that just because he played with Vucevic, who has some of the similar, some of the same skill sets. But just again, the ability to have three guys who are interchangeable on offense, also on defense, because these three guys are pretty much just, finger quote wings, right? And in a era of positionless basketball, these three guys are interchangeable on offense and defense, and it's such a weapon, such a good weapon to have for Mike Malone. So this is the second play I wanted to talk about. The Nuggets currently have one guy averaging over 5 assists, and that's Jokic. Now, Murray's at 4.8, and he's close. And Monte Murray is at 3.5, and he's going to come back, which is going to make this team even more explosive and, solidify their defense and playmaking as well. And Will Barton himself averages 3. But getting Aaron Gordon gives them another playmaker. He's averaging 4 on the season, I think 4.2 before he came over to Denver, his time in Orlando. And now that you have Aaron Gordon, a guy who can also run the pick and roll or pick and pop with Jokic, it allows Jamal Murray to play off the ball a bit more, which gives him a bit more rest, takes the pressure off of him, also allows him to utilize his catch and shoot ability as well. And then you add just another kind of dimension, right? It's another thing that teams are going to have to game plan for. Another guy on defense that's going to have to get used to playing the pick and roll, pick and pop game and having to guard Jokic, possibly if they end up with a switch. Right, and you see here that Jokic ends up setting the screen. Aaron Gordon, really nice snake dribble. We talked about this before. If you're a guard or just someone who ends up playing in the pick and roll or pick and pop as the ball handler, being able to snake around the pick, right? You use the pick and then you drag it back out, and it creates more space, gives you some time to let the play develop. And the guy trailing has to come. The guy who, is the hedge man has to play you a little bit as well. So he buys himself some time with the snake dribble, gets Jokic a wide open shot. So again, that's another wrinkle to their offense that they can add. Again, it's two plays, but you just see, just how much more versatile the Nuggets can get with adding a guy like Aaron Gordon. Now, no offense to Gary Harris, but he wasn't shooting the ball well, and he just wasn't really adding a lot to their offense. You had Aaron Gordon, who I've talked about before, but a guy who can shoot the three, cut, finish at the rim, get his own shot, and he's also improved his playmaking this year, especially during his time in Orlando, he had to play a lot of point forward, with Cole Anthony missing some time and Markelle Fultz missing most of the season. So, um, I've said it before on my channel, and I'm sure everyone has said it, whether on social media, right, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or even on TV. This was a really good trade, but I don't think people really understand, why or to what degree this really helps the Nuggets. And you saw Aaron Gordon also taking the assignment of guarding Kawhi a lot, and Kawhi made some really tough shots last night. But with Will Barton being a solid defender, guy with with some length, and some decent athleticism. You have Michael Porter Jr., who has actually made a lot of strides on defense this year. Jamal Murray, who made some improvements on defense last year as well. And now you add a guy in Aaron Gordon, who's an above average to a good defender, can definitely help if they're playing a team like the Clippers or the Lakers. He's going to get the assignment of guarding the LeBrons and the Paul Georges and the Kawhis. So it definitely helps to have him on that end, because Denver was really struggling on defense as well. But yeah, shorter video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Follow us on our social media pages. Links will be in the description below. We will take the weekend off, but we'll be back Monday with more content. Not sure if we're going to do a blog, a podcast, or a video, but stay tuned for that. And we will see you guys again soon.